You're not poor because of avocado toast. You're poor because you've been sitting on the single easiest way to build wealth in human history and ignoring it for about the effort of a coffee shop gift card. It's called an index fund, and by the end of this video, you're either going to feel personally attacked or slightly less broke. Realistically, both. Here's the good news. You don't need to be smart for this. Honestly, being too clever is usually how people mess it up. You need exactly one decision, made once, and the willpower to leave it alone, which, judging by your last online order, might be the hard part. An index fund is basically a financial group chat. You throw in a little money, so does everyone else, and together you buy a tiny slice of the 500 biggest companies in America. You now own a piece of the big tech company, the bank, the hospital chain, and whoever makes your energy drink. You didn't pick a winner. You bought the whole league. Compare that to buying one stock, which is basically financial dating. You fall for one company, convince yourself it's different this time, and then it ghosts you by going bankrupt. Meanwhile, the index fund is casually dating all 500 at once, and somehow that's the responsible choice. Historically, this thing has averaged around 10% a year. It has also face-planted hard in 2000, 2008, and 2020. And every single time, it got up, dusted itself off, and kept climbing, like the world's most stubborn houseguest who refuses to leave even after the party clearly ended in disaster. Now here's the part that actually explains why you're poor. Fees. A cheap index fund charges basically nothing. A fancy, actively managed fund charges about 1%. To have a guy in a nice tie lose to the index fund anyway. Same $10,000. Same 40 years. Same 8% return. The only difference is the fee, and it costs you $65,000. That's not a rounding error. That's a car. That's a wedding. That's several deeply regrettable delivery app phases. So which fund do you actually buy? The boring one. Total market or S&P 500, fee under 0.1%. If the name sounds exciting, that's a red flag, not a selling point. You're not trying to win investing Tinder. You're trying to build wealth quietly, like a raccoon hoarding shiny objects, except legal and eventually life-changing. Then you invest the same amount every single month, no matter what the price is doing. It's called dollar-cost averaging, or as I like to call it, refusing to make a decision professionally. Price drops, you buy more shares. Price rises, you buy fewer. You never have to guess anything, which is good, because your track record on guessing things is, let's just say, concerning. Here's the entire process. Open an account, 15 minutes. Buy the boring fund. Turn on autopilot, so the money leaves your account before you can accidentally spend it on something with a monthly subscription fee. That's it. That's the whole secret rich people supposedly don't want you to know. Except they absolutely do want you to know. They just assumed you'd get bored and scroll away before this part. For ways people torch this. 1. Chasing whatever fund did best last year, which is like proposing marriage based on someone's profile picture from 2 years ago. 2. Panic selling the second it dips, turning a bad week into a permanent loss. 3. Buying 5 overlapping funds thinking you're diversified, when really you just found 5 ways to pay fees for the same 500 companies. 4. Quitting the automatic contribution the moment life gets stressful, which is exactly when future you needs it the most. So, are you poor because of the economy, the algorithm, or bad luck? Maybe a little, but also, probably, because this exact 5-minute decision has been sitting there the whole time, and you were busy doom scrolling instead. Good news, though, unlike your ex, this decision actually texts back. If this video made you feel personally attacked in a productive way, subscribe, because next time we're covering the 7 habits secretly keeping you broke. And I promise, you already do at least 3 of them. See you there.